Imagine drinking so much juice that you enter a higher state of consciousness induced by the vitamin C surplus in your bloodstream, and then consuming as much Adult Swim content as physically possible, all while suffering from schizophrenia and then developing a video game. That's basically Juice Galaxy.
Juice is everything, everything, everything.
Okay, maybe that's a little bit dramatic, but indie developer Fishlicka has been developing what is probably the strangest video game you've ever seen. In Juice Galaxy, you play as a weird and gross and kind of floppy thing, according to good old Miss Slithers here. Your first order of business is to complete Miss Slithers' pop quiz. And in doing so, we learn several important pieces of information. Juice is everything, we live to serve the Juice Queen, and the sky is definitely not made of plywood. If you get any of the questions wrong, Miss Slithers doesn't hesitate to laser beam you to death. School makes me cringe and want to die, so naturally I leapt out the window, and then out of nowhere this dude starts yammering about some toy on the school roof, telling me I need to go fly and retrieve it so that we can play. So I got up to the roof, I found the toy that my new pal Ingot was talking about, and proceeded to beat the shit out of him with it. He tells me he thinks he's dying and then points me in the direction of this juice door. Basically a giant, not creepy at all, stone wall with a mouth in it. Miss Slithers warns me not to give the juice door any juice, but Miss Slithers is not my mom, so I did it anyways and jumped through into the abyss. So far, everything has been very strange. A giant talking snake with laser beam eyes, a weird chubby metal kid asked me to beat him half to death, and that big juice door? British. But after taking a leap of faith into the unknown, we're greeted with some gentle music as we fall through space and a giant rainbow Juice Galaxy logo appears in front of us. At this point, I was ready for anything. Nothing could be more bizarre than what I've already seen, right? At this point, the game drops you into a sort of hub area. There's not tons going on here. There's a signpost that you can talk to for some hints on what to do. There's some tombstones you can knock over and fight some skeletons. And then there's this rainbow juice fountain that you can use to spend your juice at. You can level up various attributes like health and health regen, or strength and damage. You can even unspend juice points, so you're not locked into any upgrades that you do. From here, you're free to explore wherever you want. So after killing some skeletons, absorbing some juice, and picking up some weapons, I decided to head off into the unknown.
That looks good.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Stop playing! What the fuck? Stop playing! What the fuck is that?
No. Wait. That's some good juice you've got there.
I think the best part of Juice Galaxy is that something wild happens whenever you least expect it. The gameplay itself is pretty simple, but around every corner there's something new and bizarre to discover. So really, at this point, if this game looks at all interesting to you, pause this video, go play it for yourself, and then come back and watch the rest later, because I'm about to spoil all of it. So I played Juice Galaxy for a few hours, exploring the world, just seeing what I could get up to, and along the way, I met tons of weird characters, like this guy. I found this giant dinosaur with a pizza in its mouth and a dragon slayer sticking out of its back. I stumbled upon a cabin, found a trap door, a secret tunnel, a giant pit, and fought God. At least I think it was God, because he was shooting things out of his fingertips, and I think I remember reading about that in the Action Bible. Anyways, he kicked my ass, so I checked my inventory to see if I had any stronger weapons I could use. I did not. But what I did have was a fucking rainbow ball cap. Haha, what's up? And then I found out you can use these juice drops to add attributes to your weapon. So naturally I made my flamberge heavier, iridescent, and flaming. This whole inventory system is just awesome. You can physically see everything and move it into different configurations to make more space for more items. I just love games that have visual elements like this to them, like Resident Evil 4's inventory system or Kid Icarus's like little puzzle piece upgrade system thing. So back down God's hole I went. I decided I'd come back later. I killed and ate this rock, did some drifting, and then met a new character named Hogan. His hand looked like a chicken drumstick, so I asked him what was going on, and he told me some wasps. That's how it's spelled, man. W-A-W-S-P. Wasps. He told me some wasps stung his hand, so I went down the wasp hole to get some revenge. I'm not saying it like it's spelled anymore. After a perilous sprint through the wasp tunnel, I found the wasp queen, and she had these crazy projectiles that just... Luckily, I found this flamethrower in my inventory and used it to farm the ever-spawning wasps so I could level up enough to survive the fight. With the queen dead, I went inside the wasp castle and found a treasure chest with an anvil and a cool new sword. I flew up the castle's colon and found Siny babysitting a bunch of wasp larvae. I killed all of them. And I feel horrible about it. They were just little guys. Fuck. Taking a portal, we spawned back at the main juice fountain, and this time after talking to Mr. Fox, we actually got a quest. He told me something was wrong with the toilet in the cabin, so I went back, faced the creator one more time since I had leveled up a little bit, and this time kicked his ass with my awesome new sword. Oh, you can turn water into wine? Well, I have an anvil hat. With the creator dead, I proceeded to flush myself down a toilet, entered a quick loading screen, and was presented with a brand new area. Now I want you to take a quick guess as to what you think is at the end of this big ass tunnel. Oh wait, no rush. Was it this guy?
Another tourist enters this land of pipes.
You know, I think it was at this point that I saw Juice Galaxy for what it really was. A real fucking good time. Fighting Sergeant Sucker Punch was just such a stupid boss fight, and I mean that in the most genuinely positive way possible. At this point, I had a lot of upgrades, so it wasn't really a challenge, but the absurdity of a man with plungers for limbs telling me off was just so fucking good. Who thinks of this shit? I mean, Fishlicka does, but it's just so funny. Also, this is the single funniest piece of dialogue I have ever heard in a video game.
The claw punched off all my arms and legs and left me to die.
So after defeating Sergeant Sucker Punch, he deems me worthy, gives me his giant plunger, and I was on my way. Finally, at the end of the tunnel, we come face to face with the clog itself.
I'm gonna beat the life out of you.
Once again, we're greeted with a weird-ass character, a stupid boss fight, and after eventually beating him just when I thought everything was finally over,
Swirly D has risen once more.
Swirly D appears free from his toilet prison, electrocutes you to death, and then heads off to the overworld to swirly some nerds. This has got to be one of the greatest series of events I have ever witnessed in a video game. The sheer absurdity of it all, I don't even know what to say. It's just good. After all of that, I went back up to the overworld to see if I could find Swirly D anywhere. Unfortunately, you can't find him again at the game at this point, but as I was exploring around, I ran into
Tony, the foot soldier.
who would do this insane slam attack and just send you launching into the stratosphere. He's got a thing for feet though, so I had to put him down. I mean, he strayed from the path of righteousness. I couldn't let him suffer any longer. After exploring further without finding much else, I decided I'd double back and check some areas I'd been before, just in case I had missed anything. And lo and behold, I ended up finding Mr. Fox asleep in the same cabin that we were at before. Without even realizing it, I had hit the E button, flopped into his bed, and woke up later in Mr. Fox's nightmare. Inside of the dream, we meet Lil Mr. Fox, and he's a little bit spooked by something outside. He drops some pages he was writing on and he asks us to go retrieve them, so out of the goodness of our hearts, we go outside and try and collect the pages. Things start off pretty normal, we grab a couple pages, read Lil Mr. Fox's secrets, and then this spooky ass dude with lanky old raccoon arms starts trying to steal the tater tots I was saving for later out of my pockets. Don't touch my tater tots! This guy's grabby hands hurt pretty bad, but I figured out that you could avoid him pretty easily, so I stayed back and used my fireball attack to take him out. With the nightmare boss dead, I grabbed the last couple pages, checked in with Lil Mr. Fox, hopped back in the bed, and woke up again in reality. And that was it. I figured I had found everything that Juice Galaxy had to offer. So I shut things down, I started writing the script, and then after checking out some of the footage I had, I noticed the opening sequences were a little bit on the pixely side. So I hopped back in one more time just to recapture the footage. Once I got back to the main hub, I went to end my recording, but something made me stop. Something in the back of my head telling me that there was one more thing to discover. One more task to be completed. I needed to fly up as high as I could up into the sky, past all of the planets floating in space to the absolute highest point of Juice Galaxy. And yeah, turns out the sky really is made of plywood. So at this point, I had definitely discovered everything the game had to offer. But on my way back down, I saw something that I had long since forgotten. On one lonely planet, we saw a single juice fountain. The same juice fountain that we could see out the door from Miss Slither's playground. I immediately thought to myself, I have to go back and kill Miss Slithers. And believe it or not, you can actually fly all the way up, back through the juice door, and Miss Slithers is there, waiting with a goddamn Dragon Slayer in her hand for the penultimate battle of Juice Galaxy.
Time to wake up. The sky is definitely not made of plywood. You are a servant of Her Majesty.
I cannot wait to see what Fishlicka comes up with next. Juice Galaxy is just such a fresh and unique game to play through, even though it's not even finished yet. And if you like art, colors, and just genuinely weird humor like I do, then you have to try out Juice Galaxy. Anyways, the industry is dying. Support small developers. Peace out. Haha.